Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim that's teaching and preaching this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Aki Awasap. Today's lesson is entitled The Love of Many, Wax and Cold, and Home Invasions. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking. It's for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, unto you is the gospel preached. All right, and as we get closer and closer to the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America, it's going to be a lot of these prophecies coming to pass. All right, prophecies speak about the love of many, wax and cold, home invasion, sedition, anarchy, chaos, neighbor against neighbor. You know, all these evils that will be multiplying here in America is going to increase. Okay, this is the Lord's judgment. Now, this isn't a message to produce fear, but this is a message to let you know what time and season that we're in. All right, and I got a couple of videos and an article going into some current events that's been going on in regards to crime increasing. Okay, as we out here doing our affairs, we got to be more prudent, be circumspect, knowing the days that are evil. All right, and just paying attention to the climate that's in the world, all while we stand upon our watch looking for these prophecies to come to pass. So I got this home invasion. It's attempted home invasion, but you see it's Issachar doing it. Normally the face of this is Southern Kingdom, Judah, which are the so-called Negroes. But, Issachar, they're no stranger to wickedness either. So you got Issachar going on here. Then you have stabbing. A lot of stabbings been going on out here. All right. There was an attack on a bus driver. And then later on, there was a stabbing. All right. So you got that going on. This is public transportation. Is off the hook. You want to make sure you send your prayers out for guidance, protection, and prudence as you out doing your affairs. And then with the migrant crisis going on in the NYC, which out here in California, in Texas, Nevada, New Mexico, they all dealing with a migrant crisis. All right, but it seems like the focal point is New York. But New York migrant crisis, hundreds to be evicted from shelters. All right, and they were saying, you see there, call y'all about Shimon Shah. They were saying that once these migrants come over here to the United States, which is biblically known as Babylon the Great or the whore, they only have 30 days if you're a male, a single male, to be in the shelter, or if you have children or you're a woman, it's 60 days, and then after the 60 days you can reapply, and then you can get that time limit increased. But with the men being evicted from the shelters with no way of taking care of themselves financially, you can very well assume that crime is going to increase. Okay, they have nothing to lose. And then uptick in judgment on women. Right, Hollywood makeup artist Ailey Shehorn, 35, who worked on Mean Girls and Rebel Moon, is viciously stabbed more than 20 times by her jilted lover. All right, a lot of women been getting judged. All right. Now, one might see, oh, she was stabbed 20 times, but what would cause a man to stab a woman that many times? With wickedness and rebellion amongst women at an all-time high, women monkey branching, as they call it, jumping from one guy to another guy. They got all these side dudes. Hey, man, the adultery is a major judgment that come out of it. All right, so it's going to be a lot of this happening even more. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. I will be going into 2nd Esdras 15. I'll go ahead and start in the first verse. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai." So when we speak into the Israelites, our primary focus is the prophecies. Okay, we're supposed to be talking about things that will shortly come to pass. And as it says here, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So the Lord will be channeling this energy through us. All right. We coming in the vibration of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Meaning the things that when we bring out, which we link up with the scripts, is faithful and true, meaning it's going to come to pass. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So as we're out prophesying to the Israelites, the Lord's people, and telling them that everything that we bring out is faithful and true and that it's going to come to pass, we're going to have certain imaginations and discrediting towards this message that we bring out. But we supposed to tell these people this information, whether they want to hear it or forbid it. And that's what the Lord told Ezekiel in Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 4. For they are impotent children and stiff-hearted. That's why we constantly drill in this message. We constantly bring out this information constantly, because the people that we're sent to, they're impotent children and stiff-hearted. They're proud, they're rebellious, they buck up. They don't want to believe this message. It says, I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's the vibration we coming in. Here's the point. And they, the Israelites, whether they will hear, whether they want to hear this message, or whether they will forbid, whether they don't want to hear it, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. Because before destruction come, this word has to go out. And our conversation is going to consist of what the world will call doom and gloom, bad news. But seeing that this place is full of wickedness and evil, what type of news from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai you think you're going to receive? This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So these are the topics the prophets is going to be coming in. They're going to be prophesying against many countries and against great kingdoms. America is a great kingdom. So the prophets that are here in Babylon the Great is going to be prophesying against this place. They're going to be talking about war, all right, and evil, which evil breaks down to Ev, which is time, and ill is bad. So evil literally means a bad time. We're going to be talking about bad times and of pestilence, different diseases. So these are the topics the prophets is going to be coming out with. And as they're coming out with these topics, there's going to be imaginations and incredulity or discrediting. Oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, that's a conspiracy, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get it. I'm not going to play all these videos, but I just will, do the opening on them just to get the vibration. If you want, go ahead and listen to the videos. But for the sake of time, we just cover a portion of the video. So tune in.
A Whittier family survives an alarming close call with criminals who attempted to invade their home.
Yeah, the crooks were impersonating workers, but the family just wasn't fooled by it. Chris Wolf joining us live from Whittier. He's got more on the story. Chris?
Yeah, good evening, Rick and Karine and everybody. We have seen deputies on patrol tonight. This is a mixed neighborhood. There are some older folks out here, some young families. We're not far from high school. People I spoke with say this is typically a very quiet and safe place to live. But what happened Friday night changes everything. Three strangers approach a home in Whittier claiming to be from the gas company. One man is wearing a brightly colored vest. They ask the homeowners for access to the property, saying they have to check meters. But something doesn't feel right, especially given the fact that the men are wearing medical masks and hoodies. Suspicious, the homeowners refuse to let them inside, and the strangers walk away. The man and two women who were inside emerged to investigate. That's when the hooded figures turn around and race towards their intended victims, the men grabbing at their waists, then pulling guns on the homeowners. The would-be intruders eventually disappear, leaving the household in shock and calling 911.
I'm going to stop it there. Hey, with the middle class getting phased out, you got the gas at an all-time high in United States history. The average price for a home is more than $400,000. Homelessness in LA is sharply increasing. Unaffordable housing, high grocery bills, high energy bills, hard to find a decent job to make a livable wage. Just a lot of financial insecurity. The fruit of all those problems is what you see on the video. Are you going to have people taking matters into their own hands? They're going to do home invasions. They're going to be looking for things. All right. And you see these young Jakes, these are Israelites of the Northern Kingdom. All right. So they're about that action. You see, this is so-called middle class family. They got the Benz, they got the house and all that. You saw the guy come out, you know what I'm saying? And hey, with people having to work 2 and 3 jobs, all to cover their living expenses, people ain't at home. You know, people are gone. So a lot of these homes are empty, you know, from 6 in the morning to 6 p.m. You know, they got their home surveillance or whatever, but, you know, a lot of these criminals, they're finna be doing a lot of strong arm robberies. There's an uptick in car thefts, all right, Grand Theft Auto, all right. Then, you know, when you go to Target, when you go to Walmart, everything is locked up. Everything is behind a cage, you know, so just the temperature in the world is just getting evil. All right, let's go over here to, matter of fact, before I do that, let's go to a few of these other videos. So you got home invasions, which that's all part of prophecy. Are we going to get that? So here in 2nd Esdras 15, we were just speaking about how we supposed to prophesy to the Lord's people, whether they want to hear it or forbid it. And as we're coming out with the message, we're going to have certain thoughts. So as we're reading to this, verse 4 says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And we speak about the judgment that will come upon the 2/3. All right, 2/3 of Jake will be cut off and die here in America. "Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So it's the Lord that's bringing these conditions upon the world. And in the 6th verse, it says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So this is the reason why the Lord is bringing these judgments, because wickedness. All right. You know, these people who had these home invaders come, that was some type of judgment on them. All right. You can't just look at the guy with the, you know, with the slacks and the tucked in shirt and they live in a safe community and think that these people are, you know, upright and righteous people, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put the spirit on these guys to come over here and do this. Although they didn't get anything, but you know, the Lord is sending a message to this community and to that person that lives in that house that, hey, judgment is coming. But the point is, I want to get into how the scriptures in this chapter speaks about invasions. All right. This is verse 15 or 14. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." What does woe mean? It means death and destruction. Like we're reading in the 5th verse. That's the woe. Verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." So there's going to be sedition, civil unrest, people raising up with weapons in their hands. Verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men," and sedition is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch. And we already see that on the comment board. You have a lot of people, you know, up with an uproar against the presidential administration. Here it is. You have homelessness at an all-time high in America, and people can't even find homes. Yet there's billions of dollars being sent to Israel and Ukraine. So a lot of people is getting in that energy of, hey, man, you know, the government, the presidents, the politicians, the mayors, they're not for us. You know, we gotta take matters into their own to our own hands. So there will be sedition among men. And then it says, "and invading one another," home invasions. All right. Now remember, the scripts isn't always in chronological order. It's not. Don't read this with the mindset of, okay, I'm looking for sedition among men. Okay, and then after that, then invading one another. And then after that, they're not going to regard their. That's not how the scripts work. These are the conditions that will be happening during the time of this phase. All right, during this time period where these said perils are coming to pass, you're going to have these conditions playing out. So you're going to have home invasions or invading one another. Okay. Salakia. All right, so you're going to have home invasions. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people is going to have the power in their hands, because there was reports coming out on how 911 is becoming very selective on the calls that they respond to. So what do you think these criminals are thinking when they hear stuff like that? You know, they're thinking that, hey, they can get away with crime. All right, but the point is, the energy in the world is going to change. They're not going to regard their kings, all right, the presidents, the princes, the mayors, the politicians, the governors. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People going to say, look, we're going to go ahead and get it how we live. Man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It's going to be checkpoints, lockdowns, curfews. Then they speaking about 15-minute cities, so on and so forth. For because of their pride, and there's no country more prideful than America. That American pride runs deep, especially when these guys travel to other countries. They hang on the pride, on the fact that they're American. It says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So if men is afraid, what about women and children? Women and children is going to be terrified. Houses going to be destroyed by home invasions, going in there, stealing shit, taking whatever they need. And it's going to be happening all in these major cities. That's why these preppers, push the vibration of living off grid. But hey, prophecies also speak that that be in the mountains, they're going to commit the act of cannibalism and be drinking blood. So the Lord is going to have sorrows on every side. There's not going to be any way for people to escape the judgments that's coming. So now that's the home invasions. And then you got stabbings happening. All right. Which is also judgment. Let's go ahead and play it.
Police are looking for a woman who attacked a Metro bus driver in broad daylight.
It was one of two violent incidents involving the Metro yesterday. KTLA's Carlos Herrera is live in downtown LA with details. Carlos, good morning.
Good morning, Megan and Chris. As the search continues for that suspect described as a possible transient here this morning, the bus route continues to operate normally in downtown LA. The attack happened yesterday morning as the eastbound bus was stopped here on Spring and Temple. Take a look at the video here. Police saying it all started after the bus driver recognized this woman as a person who previously failed to pay her bus fare. The driver then closed the doors, accidentally trapping the woman's arm. And then when the doors opened again, she apparently lunged at the driver and forcefully removed the driver's prescription glasses and exited the bus. The driver chased the suspect to try and retrieve her glasses, but that led to a second altercation. The bus operator eventually got her glasses back, but she suffered minor injuries to her face during the attack. When officers arrived at the scene, the suspect had already taken off. In response to the attack, the transit agency saying it is angered that its essential bus operator was attacked, adding, quote, "Our employees deserve a safe workplace and our customers deserve a safe ride, and we are accelerating our work to prevent crime in our system," unquote. But around 10:30 p.m., another incident on the public transit system. Police responded to a reported stabbing at a bus stop on La Brea and Olympic. Investigators have very little details on what happened there, but video from the scene shows someone being transported in an ambulance. In response, the string of violent incidents on Metro earlier this month, LA Mayor and Metro Board Chair Karen Bass called for an immediate surge of law enforcement personnel across the transit system.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. We got the point. The point is, the love of many is waxing cold. And for you brothers and sisters that's out there on public transportation, make sure you're sending your prayers up, being circumspect and understanding the climate or the energy that's going on in the world, man. A lot of people, they're suffering. A lot of people is facing evictions. A lot of people, is seeing that their lifestyle is drastically changing due to them suffering financially. So, a lot of people is on edge, all right? And let me pull this in Matthew, the 24th chapter, because our Lord Yahushua warned us of these times. This is Matthew chapter 24. Now, this chapter goes into two different time periods. It goes into what happened during 70 AD and is going into the signs to look for in regards to the second coming of our Lord Yahushua in these times. So you got to make sure you decipher it, all right? So this is Matthew 24, verse, I started at 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. So you're going to have these people who are pushing doctrines that are contrary to the spirit of truth, which makes them false prophets. And they're going to deceive many. They're going to have the large followings. You know, there's going to be a lot of people following after. Well, you already see it now. Christianity, Catholicism, whether it's chematology, 5%ers, you know, just all these different philosophies that's outside this truth. All right. They're going to be set up to deceive many. All right. And they're going to have large followings. Okay. Don't be deceived by someone having 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers. But the truth, you know, you don't see too many people following after the truth, but that's how the Lord wanted it. Scripture speak about only a remnant returning unto the Lord. But here's a point, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound. What is iniquity? Iniquity is sin upon sin. Abound means to increase. All right, we were reading in 2 Esdras 15 on why the Lord is bringing judgment. 2 Esdras 15:6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And that wickedness starts off with American culture. All right. That American culture, it pollutes the whole world because everybody follows after the American way. You know, in all these countries, man, they seeing the fruit of following after America. That's why they trying to, you know, do away with having to deal with America. But the point is, wickedness is exceedingly polluting the whole earth. And as we were reading in Matthew 24:12, because iniquity shall abound, or wickedness increasing, you're going to have the love of many wax cold. Let's go into this word cold here. Goes back to the Greek word psycho. Waning of love. People is becoming psychotic. All right. It says, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, that love and protection, protect the women, protect the children, you know, being courteous, or you even being outside and witnessing a crime. People is not even like standing up to go and help people. All right. That's the climate that's in the world, which is all prophecy. And like the situation with the bus driver, you know, which, you know, the bus driver didn't deal with prudence. You know, she could have just agreed with her adversaries quickly. Hey, you ain't got no money. You know, you trying to get on the bus, trying to go here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I won't have to deal with any physical altercation. Go ahead and get on the bus. Get in the back of the bus, man. You can get on, but get in the back. You know, that's how you alleviate, you know, these situations, you know, applying the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. All right. When you go here to Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, it says this, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. All right, you want to keep this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because there's rewards that come with this wisdom. For length of days, long life, and peace shall they add unto thee. When you in the spirit, you dealing with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. These are the benefits that it adds to you. Length of days, long life, and peace. All right. She was in peace. She got her glasses took. She got beat up. Then later on, there was a stabbing with another, I believe, another bus later on that night. But the point is, that bus driver could have alleviated the problem by just saying, all right, go ahead and get this. Not her money, you know, and then she could have told her boss, hey, I fear for my life. The lady was bugged out. I let her on. You know, the whole vibration of standing stiffly for these jobs and, you know, standing on these, you know, being the great employee, man, these jobs will drop your ass so quick and don't even give you a 2-week notice. So why go and bend over backwards and fighting all that work and all that stuff? Why even do that? She ain't got no money. She's clearly homeless. Let her on. All right. And if not, you know, call law enforcement. But the point is, love of many is waxing cold. It's going to be a rise in violent incidents on Metro. All right. Then we have the migrant crisis. All right. Let's play a little bit of this.
Are facing shelter evictions today as new rules go into effect.
Yeah, this affects a lot of people. While some extenuating circumstances are considered, it won't be easy for asylum seekers to prove they should be permitted to stay. Good Day's Lizette Nunez joins us from outside the Roosevelt Hotel Intake Center in Midtown with the details and both sides of this story. Lizette, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Tashani. And those extenuating circumstances could be something like an upcoming immigration hearing, but the city says they have to place these shelter limits because they don't have room for everyone. Just last week, the city received more than 1,300 new arrivals.
It has not gone away. We're still dealing with this every day.
As the migrant crisis continues, New York City leaders will not stop evictions for adult migrants.
See that? See all these men? All right. And it's not just Africans and Mexicans coming over here. All right. You have East Indians coming over here, Chinese, Japanese individuals coming over here, Arab people coming over here. But it looks like the media is just focusing on niggas, all right, and Mexicans. All right. All right. So there's an agenda with that. But the point is, when these people will not have the ability to stay in these shelters, they're going to be on the streets. If they're not able to, feed themselves or get the basic necessities to survive, they're going to steal it. All right. Now, this could be orchestrated. This could be a part of their plans to bring, order out of chaos because they deal with problem, reaction, solution. There's a problem. Migrants are on the streets all hours of the night. There's crime. There's a reaction. The citizens saying that, hey, we need the mayors and the president to do something about it. And then the solution will be to remove them or whatever they want to do. All right. But at the end of the day, they cause these problems just so they can put themselves in position to pass new laws and new legislation. But this could, spiral out of control where a lot of crime. These people don't have any interest towards America other than just trying to get the goodies. These aren't American citizens aren't these people, family. So they're willing to, as they say, crash out, And a lot of them is going to be agent provocateurs amongst them to rile them up, to get them to do particular things. Man, Esau's the wicked. He set up to take peace from the earth. So you got to watch this. But the point is, evil can come out of it. And once again, we had the situation with these women, all right, getting judged. But that's just the temperature in the world, man. Wickedness is exceedingly polluting the whole earth. The love of many is waxing cold. You got home invasions. People ain't going to be listening to their mayors and their politicians and their governors. People going to have weapons in their hands. This is prophecy. It's all right. But let me put some balance on it. Let's get this in Ecclesiastes 33. All right, we as members of the hopeful elect, striving to endure to the end, there's a hedge of protection about us. This is Ecclesiastes 33:1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver them. When we go through our trials and tribulations, the difference between us that's in the truth and those that are outside the truth, we will get delivered when we go through particular things. All right, but there's a hedge of protection. Let's go to Psalm 34 and then we'll close out. Psalm 34:7, the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So those that fear the Lord will hope for his mercy. Then they will offer their bodies a living sacrifice. They will teach and preach and they will repent and convert and worship the true power. All right. When you do that, you're eligible for a hedge of protection, or as they said in the world, guardian angels. You got in the spiritual world, which is the invisible world all around us. There's angels there to protect us, to keep us in a way, as it is written in Psalm 91. All right. So, hey, Akim, stay vigilant, be circumspect. All right. Could have pulled that in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, the 6th chapter, one of them. But the point is, hey, love of many is waxing cold and it's home invasions. Be wise, be circumspect, trust ye not in the friend, your neighbors, all we got is the brotherhood. As things get grim, you're going to see a different behavior on people out here. And it's all prophecy. Don't be offended in the prophecies. So I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, you are edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone and Toss the Truth. Shalom, Akim, stay strong, stay watching.